welcome back to my channel. I thought I'd stop in with you guys today and talk about life after having a hysterectomy at the age of 28. Yes, I said age 28. There is certain tests you have to go through before you can be approved in order to get a hysterectomy. One of those is a biopsy of the uterus. With that test, it is painful, yes. I remember that as it was yesterday. It was very painful. You'll cramp a couple of days after the biopsy, and then they'll send it off to be tested, and as soon as the test results come back in, then they can have the insurance okay your surgery. When you go in to have a hysterectomy, you will have to stay around 2 days in the hospital afterwards so they can monitor you. The pain after having hysterectomy is pretty intense for about a week, and then the pain will die down. You immediately stop having a period. You can bleed for the first couple of days after the surgery, that's just due to the surgery. And then after that, you will no longer have a period. As of the symptoms that come along with a period, you do still have those. I did not have my ovaries removed. I do still have the ovaries. So I cannot speak for someone that had the ovaries removed as well if you still get symptoms. But when you still have ovaries, you do still feel cramping every month. You do still get bloated. And for me, I do get cravings for certain foods. And then moods, I feel like I'm more moody now since having it. I don't know if it's an imbalance of the hormones or what, but I do feel like I get a lot more moody. It's nice not having a period, but I feel like as in hair growth on the legs and things like that, I feel like you get more rapid hair growth. And then, but it's nice not having a period, let me say that. So at age 28, I was going on 29 when I had the hysterectomy. So when I go to if I ever have to be seen at a doctor and they ask, oh, last menstrual period, and I'm like, 4 years ago, they look at me like I'm all crazy. And then they're like, why? They kind of say it like that. Why is the reason why you haven't had one? And then I have to tell them, well, I have a hysterectomy. I hear people constantly saying, oh, I would love to have a hysterectomy, I'm tired of having a period, or you should never want a hysterectomy or a surgery like that just so you don't have a period is my thing. Because you're still going to have all the other symptoms as you did when you were having your period, you're just not having the blood along with it. So yes, it's a lot different of going, of so young, of more or less of, I guess you could call it, you're like in menopause, it makes you kind of feel a lot older. So in terms of that, I do feel older now. I don't know. Let me know down below in the comments if you went through a hysterectomy, or if you're going to be going through one, or if you would even like to go through a hysterectomy. Let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on that. But yeah, I do have a lot of problems, and I do believe it's from them not taking my ovaries. I get a lot of constant pain on the sides of my stomach around where the ovaries would be at. So I still do get a lot of pain, and I think I'm going to continue to have that just because since they did not remove the ovaries and they left them in. I have an older sister that went through a hysterectomy, and they had left her ovaries in, and she had the same problems as me, and they end up having to go back into surgery again just to remove the ovaries because she started having a lot of problems with those. So I'm hoping I do not have to go through another surgery because it's not fun. The recovery, like I said, you're down about a week. You're supposed to be down longer than that, but I have 4 kids, so kind of have to be up like that, just like that. So part of my problems that I did have I was constantly in pain with my stomach. I could not wear jeans because the pain would be so bad and it would be so uncomfortable that I could not have jeans on. And that was due to, after I had the surgery, the doctor, when he came in the next day, he did tell me that my uterus was pushed to a spot where it was not supposed to be at, more I think to the right side. And he's like, that's why you were having so much pain. Because when he came in the next day to see me, he's like, did you ever have pain when you were trying to wear jeans? And I told him, yeah. And he explained to me that's why, is because my uterus was pushed to where it should not have been. He did give me pictures. They took pictures when they were doing the surgery, because when he came back in, like I said, the next day, he told me, you had a very ugly uterus. And he did give me the pictures. He's like, here, I took these for you, you can have them. My uterus was actually connected and fused with my bladder, so they did have to cut those apart. And I think that was due to my last son I had, which he is now 6. So I ended up having the surgery when my son was 2 years old. And I think a lot of the problems that came along with that is from my C-section when I had my youngest son. Because immediately after I had him, I started having so many complications. And from one, I was constantly in pain, like pain. And from day one after I had him, I was constantly bleeding. And TMI, for if anybody don't want to hear, check out the channel right now. Go find something else to watch, because I am going to get a little into detail. I did constantly have, like, I guess you would say, blood clots after I had my last son. And they were, like, huge. And I would constantly have them every day. And so that's when I ended up getting in with the doctor, a different doctor that started running tests and decided I needed to have a hysterectomy. But I do believe all that led up to from when I had my son. And a lot of this could have probably been avoided if the doctor that delivered my son would have took care of it when she was in there delivering him via C-section. So I did have the problems from day one after giving birth. And then after the C-section, I want to say I probably went about a month and I was good, no pain. And then I ended up back in the doctor again, the same one I did my surgery, because I started having pain all over again. So I was set up for surgery again, and this time it was more like laparoscopy, I think is the name of it, where they went in and cleaned out all the scar tissue, because he said I had scar tissue buildup. So then they put me on this medication. It was a shot that I would go in every 3 months to get, that was supposed to slow down the growth of scar tissue. That medication, let me tell you, it was a very expensive medication. It would run I think it was like a little over $3,000. I think it was like $3,400 for one shot. And then I started that, and then I was on that medication for about, I want to say 6 months. And then I started having intense pain again. So the doctor went in once more and did the laparoscopy again to clear out my insides again of all the scar tissue that was building up. And I stopped seeing him because I moved, and then I started having pain again. But I think the pain I'm feeling now is due to, like I said, the ovaries being left in. I'm probably going to have, problems from this day on, for the rest of my life probably, unless I have those removed. But would I recommend getting a hysterectomy if you can possibly avoid it? No, I would not recommend it. You do, you still have a lot of problems afterwards, unless you're a lucky one. Maybe I was just a unlucky one and still am constantly having problems with it. But I am 32, so I'm like 4 years post hysterectomy. So yeah, there will never, and then you have to, another thing is, before they can even try to approve it, is you have to, because that permanently makes you where you can't have kids, you have to either been on rounds of birth control to try to help out whatever problem you're having, as well. But since I had already tried the birth control to try to help all the problems I was having, and plus I had already had my tubes tied after my son, so the doctor had, you know, that to go off to the insurances and to back them up. Oh, she's done having kids. She already had her tubes tied and everything, so she didn't want to have any more kids, because they have to back themselves up, because, you know, after that surgery you cannot, you know, there's no possible way to ever get pregnant again, so they do have to have that in place as well. So that was part of their thing, is since I had did the birth control to try to help my problems, and then I had my tubal just to show that I didn't even want any more kids, because, you know, 4 is enough. I would have had 5, but I did lose 1, so I have 4 on earth and one in heaven. And then yeah, that's about probably it with all of, you know, of the process. But a young age, I'm the youngest in, well, my mom had a hysterectomy, one of my sisters had a hysterectomy, one of my aunts, my grandma, but I was the youngest out of all of them. The rest of them were mid-30s, I think, when they had theirs done, so I'm not exactly sure, like, what's the youngest someone's ever had the surgery done, but I definitely don't like surgery at all. I've went through many. Off the topic, I know we're supposed to be talking about the hysterectomy, but I've had many surgeries, and I think that's part of the scar tissue buildup too, because I went through 4 C-sections, DNC because I had a miscarriage. I went through gallbladder surgery, 2 laparoscopy surgeries, yeah, hysterectomy, tubal, so all that good stuff. But you guys, I'm going to go ahead and jump off of here. That was my sister trying to call, so I'm going to give her a call back. But don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys back here on another day. Bye!